Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda, and this is Tawanda's Buzz Life. And today I have 15 of my favorite Christmas DIYs to go ahead and get you started for the Christmas season, to give you some inspiration. So I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for spending today with me. I do really appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our first DIY.
I have two candle holders that I purchased for $1 a piece, and actually I got them at two different locations, one from the Repurpose Project and one from the thrift store. I also have some bottle brush trees from the Dollar Tree. I have these angel wing ornaments that I purchased from Hobby Lobby last year at the Christmas sale. I also have this little twine wreath that I purchased for 25 cents at the thrift store. I'm going to be using the plaster paint and the Waverly wax, white wax, and a Waverly antique wax, and the LED lights that I showed you. I'm actually not going to use those. So I'm going to I'll probably end up using those for something else. So here I am. I'm going to start off by using the white wax, and I actually ended up not using the plaster. I actually ended up only using the white wax and the Waverly antique wax. So I'm just going to dry brush lightly over the candle with the white wax, and I'm going to let it sit for a while, and then I'll go back and just use an old t-shirt and wipe it back some, and then I'll go ahead and start to add the Waverly antique wax, and I'll just continue to do the process until my eyes are happy with the finish on it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I would just like to thank everyone for spending their Sunday with me. I do greatly appreciate it. And today's migraine fact is going to be about myself. I have been dealing with chronic migraines for over 27 years, and the longest migraine I have had was for 30 days. Wow, can you imagine that? And I use crafting as a distraction to help me deal with my migraines. So we're going to go ahead and get back into the video. So here I am just going ahead and adding the antique wax and just putting it in just little areas, trying to get it into the creases of the candle holder. And I'll go back and wipe it back some. And then like I said, I'm just going to continue to add the white wax and the Waverly antique wax. Excuse me, I cannot get my words out today. Until my eyes are happy. And then once I am happy with the way that I have everything, I will go ahead and proceed to adding the wings. So yeah, so here I am, and I think I'm happy with everything, and I'll go ahead and this is just the difference between what they look like before and after. And this is both of them complete, and I love the way that it turned out. And here I am going to go ahead and add those angel wing ornaments. So it took me forever to get that little hanger off. It was glued and tied. It took me about 5 minutes to get that off because it was really stuck on there. So once I had it moved, once I was able to get everything taken off, I went ahead and hot glued the wing to the back of my candle holder. And then I took some of this vine wreath, and the vine was really hard to work with, so I ended up taking it and putting it in some water to hopefully try and make it a little bit more flexible so that I could bend it, and but that actually didn't work. I think I probably should have left it in the water a little bit longer, but I didn't. And so I ended up using some of this like glittery twine that came off of some wooden sticks that I had purchased from Hobby Lobby last year. And so I just went ahead and used some of that. I wrapped it around twice and then just glued some pieces of the twine in between to create a halo for my angel. And then I went ahead and hot glued my angel wings and my halo on top of my candle holder. And then once everything was completely dry, I went ahead and I was trying to decide if I wanted to use the LED lights from the Dollar Tree or if I wanted to use the excuse me, I can't the bottle brush trees, excuse me, oh my goodness. So I ended up just using the bottle brush trees instead of the LED lights, because I just thought that the green, it needed that pop of color. And yeah, these turned out so cute. I cannot wait to put these in my room. And that beeping noise that you're hearing, excuse that, that is actually my oven timer going off, so I do apologize. So here I am, like I said, I was hot gluing the angel wings and the halo to the back of my candle holder, and I'm going to go ahead and take those 2 bottle brush trees that I purchased from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take that the little white base off of it, and those just pop right out. Like, you can just pull it straight out. And here I'm just kind of showing you what it would look like with the LED candle. And like I said, I decided just to go ahead and use those bottle brush trees. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue those to the top of the candle holder. And that is it for this DIY. And I just absolutely love the way that they turned out. So yeah, let me know what you think about this DIY. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our third and final DIY. And I would also just like to say that my next DIY that I'm going to do, that you'll be seeing, I actually lost some of that footage when I was trying to upload it to create this video. So, but I think the majority of it is will be on the video. And I'll just go over some of the things that I did for the parts of the video that's missing. But look how cute those turned out. I absolutely loved them. Let me know what you think. DIY. I have this gift bag, half of a gift bag with the snowman on it that says Season's Greetings. I have this book that I thrifted from the thrift store that was 75 cents, and I got 20% off of it. I'm going to be using some of I have this mold here that has a snowman, Santa, and an angel, and I was practicing using some of my resin, and I had some left over and I didn't know what to do with it, so I actually ended up pouring it into those molds. And this was like probably about 5 or 6 months ago, and I never used the molds. And so I'm going to actually use the snowman mold with this DIY. And then I'm also going to be using some of the Waverly plaster paint and the Waverly white wax and the Waverly hazelnut. So I'm going to start off by taking some Mod Podge and applying it to my book so that I can go ahead and get my cover on it. So I'm going to take that the rest of that gift bag. I used half of it last year for to create some Christmas decor. So I'm going to use the rest of it for this one here. So I'm going to start off by just go ahead and adding my Mod Podge, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere my paper, my gift bag, to my book. So here I'm just adding Mod Podge to the spine of the book, and I'm just trying to make sure that I get the paper to go into all of the little creases on the spine so everything looks even and cohesive. Then I'll go ahead and just add some to the inside of the book, and I'm going to cut off that excess. And so once the book is completely dry, and no, excuse me, once the Mod Podge is completely dry, then I'll go ahead and start. Well, actually, I did not cut that off. I kept it. So once everything is completely dry, then I'll go ahead and start to paint. So I'm going to mix up some of the hazelnut paint with the antique wax, and I'm going to use that for the top of the book just to try and blend in the colors some. And then I'm also going to use the plaster at the bottom, and I'll end up using some of the mixture also to try and get it to blend as much as I can. So you'll see me here doing that. And I'm just gonna try and like dab it on kind of heavily because it is blue, so I don't want to do have to do a lot of coats, but I do want it to have full coverage, so I figured that dabbing it would be the best option instead of trying to just paint it on. So once I have all of my paint on to my book cover, and I'm going to do the front and I'm going to do the back, I'm going to go ahead and take that little resin snowman that I made. And so the part that I'm missing out of this video is, so I first took that little snowman and the back of them I painted with some red paint. And then on the front, I used the Waverly white wax, and then I went back over it with some of the Dollar Tree black chalk paint, because I kind of wanted to use the chalk paint to try and bring out the scarf and the gloves, just so that it would kind of, you would be able to see it, so it would pop. But it actually ended up not working out how I wanted it to, so I went back over it, and you'll see me doing that. I went ahead and just made excuse me, I went ahead and just taped myself over doing it because it was a little bit too light anyway, and I needed to do another coat. So I ended up just videoing myself, and you'll see that at the end of this video. So I ended up going back over the snowman with, I used my white paint marker, and then I used my black, red, and orange Sharpie to make the snowman look like the one that's on the book cover. So I used a black marker to put on, to cover, excuse me, to on the hat, and then I used it on the mittens, and then I also used the red for the scarf, and I used the orange for his nose. I also used the black Sharpie for the buttons and his eyes. So yeah, you'll see me doing that here shortly, but I do really like the way that this turned out, and I actually had intended on doing 3 of these because I have the snowman, the angel, and the Santa Claus, but I actually ended up only doing this one because it just took a long time and I ran out of time trying to get this video done. But I will probably just go ahead and do those 2 in a different video. If not, I'll just go ahead and just do them, and I may just post pictures of it. But this is the finished product so far after I went ahead and painted everything, and I love the way that it turned out. And there's my first attempt at the snowman, and with everything I did before. And then here I am. I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue it to the spine, and then I'll go back and start to color everything in on my second attempt. And I like the way that it turned out the second time. And I also ended up adding, because this little the little pom-pom part of his hat ended up coming off, and I don't know where it is because I've had that just sitting in the resin for so long, sitting in my excuse me, the molds for so long. So I took a cotton ball and just rolled up a little piece, balled up a little piece of it, and created him a little pom-pom on his hat. And that is going to be it for this DIY. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please go ahead and go over and watch the playlist and let me know what you think about this DIY. And that is it for today's video. And if you could please go ahead and click on the playlist listed below in my description box, and go ahead and continue to watch all of the Lovely Crafters videos, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like what I am doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye. will be creating my Christmas trees with the Dollar Tree safety cones. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first DIY. So here I have one of those safety cones, and then I have another one of my Christmas music books that I purchased for 50 cents at the thrift store. I also have some ribbon that I purchased at Mark's in Ohio. That whole container of ribbon, I think there's like 6 different ribbons in it, cost me 99 cents. And then what I started off by doing was I went ahead and cut the music pages into about 1-inch strips. First I started off by taking off the reflector off of the cone, and I actually used that on top of the cone to create my the tip of the tree. And so here I am showing you that. And then I took my little scissors that have like a little design on them, and I cut the edges of the music sheets to give it a little bit of definition. So here I am hot gluing the music sheets to the cone. And I would also like to say that my husband cut the base of the cone off for me, and because I thought I could just use some scissors, but that plastic was really thick, so we had to use a couple of tools to get that off, and then I just sanded down the edges to make it smooth and so that it'll be able to stand up straight. But here I am hot gluing my music sheets to the cone, and you can see where I tore it, because when I was trying to wrap it around the cone, it wasn't wrapping like I wanted it to. So you can see here how it has like those gaps. So at first I decided I was going to go ahead and just cut, and you can see me here cutting it, cut it off and then see if I could lay it flat that way. And it worked out okay, but not like I wanted it to. I still had to kind of like pleat the some of the areas. So once I finished doing this section here, and I want to say I used 4 of the music pages, the music sheet pages, to do this, and the bottom one I used 2 full strips, and then just a piece of another one. So as you can see here, you can see how it's a little bit short, and I wanted it to be longer, which is why I cut the pages thicker so that I could put the ribbon in between the music sheets, because I wanted to have the music sheets and then like something in between, so I decided to go with ribbon. So to give it some more definition and texture, and I wanted to kind of give it like the vintage look. So here I am trying to figure out how I'm going to section it off how I want, and then here I am just trying to figure out which ribbon I want to use. So I have a choice of that one and this cream one here. So the one is like burlap with loops on it, and then this one's just like a cream color. So here I am just kind of figuring out which one I want to use. So I ended up going with the burlap one because I really like the texture of it, and I like that the little loops went with my paper that was cut with like the little loop design. So here I am going ahead and just hot gluing the ribbon down, and then once I get this wrapped around the first section, then I'll go back and just continue to do the same thing until I reach the top of the cone. So and then I'm going to just show you here in a little bit how I ended up putting on the next section, and this is how I did it for the rest until I got to about up about 1/3 of the cone, and I did that a little bit different. So here I am starting with the second section, and here you can see that I am figuring out where I have those little open gaps, and that's where I'm going to put some little small pleats. So you'll see me just giving it a little pleat, not very noticeable, but noticeable enough, just to make sure that I can get the sheets to lay flat. And yeah, it actually worked out pretty well, because the the ribbon actually kind of covered the top of it where I pleated it. So yeah. So once I got to the top of the cone, about where I have that the reflector tape, I went ahead and I took another piece of the music sheet and I cut it in half, and then I kind of rolled it into a cone shape. So you'll see me doing that here shortly, but I'm just kind of showing you how I did the first couple of rows with the pleats, and then I'll go ahead and move on to the top of the cone here. Okay, so here I am at almost the tip where I have that reflector tape. So here I'm just kind of rolling the half of that music sheet into a cone shape, and I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue the end of it together, and then I'll go ahead and cut the rest of it off. So and then once I have it cut, then I'll go ahead and I'm going to hot glue the top of that to the cone to give it a more defined Christmas tree look. So there it is, and I think it looks so good. So once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of that music sheet, and I'm going to cover go around the edges of that to cover that extra the rest of the cone. So here I am just hot gluing all of that together, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to finish up by adding the rest of the burlap ribbon. And that is going to be it for this DIY, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. And what I also ended up doing, just on a fluke, I put one of my battery operated LED lights up under it, because I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like. And it gives it like this warm, like orangey red glow, and I just think that it looks so nice. So yeah, let me know what you think about this DIY. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I would like to see what you have to say in the comments. Oh, sorry, I forgot about this. So where I have those edges of that paper at, you can see it hangs over the edge just a little bit. So I took I think 5 of the wooden beads, and I just put them just a little bit below where the music sheets were, just so that they wouldn't bend. So, but yeah, that's it for this DIY. Okay, so we're moving on. So I have another cone here that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I have this that thick, really fluffy yarn, and I actually found that at the Dollar Tree. I think it was like a year ago, and every time I go I look through all of their yarn just to see if I could find more, but this is the only one that I've ever found. And it was actually really weird because it's the Walmart brand. So so if you're in your Dollar Tree, just keep looking and see if maybe you can find this, because $1.25 is a lot less than what you would pay for it at Walmart. And then I have that reindeer that I have from Walmart also, but I actually ended up not using that. I actually ended up using something a little bit different. So here I am just wrapping that yarn around my cone, and on this cone I actually did not cut the base off because I was going to use that with this DIY. And I actually started off at the top of the cone instead of the bottom, because I kind of felt like that would give it a more of a finished look, and then I wouldn't have to I didn't want to add anything to the top of it. So here I am just working away and just wrapping that all around. And then I'm going to continue to do the same thing at the bottom. I'm just going to continue to wrap it around the bottom of the base also. So here you can see me doing that. And yeah, if you're going to do this, just put you on a nice show or movie. I think I was watching Walker, Texas Ranger while I was doing this. So, but yeah, here I am at the bottom. Like I said, I'm just going to continue to wrap that all the way around the top and the base of it. So once I had it complete and had it how I wanted it, and just trying to make sure that everything was completely covered so that you wouldn't see, excuse me, the orange up underneath, because I didn't want to paint it, but especially after I saw the reflection through with the candle on the other DIY, so I thought this would be just as nice. So once I had it completely covered with the yarn, I took some of my cork scrapbooking paper, and I went ahead and traced the base onto that onto the scrapbooking paper, and then I went ahead and cut it out and hot glued it to the base of the tree, the bottoms, to cover the orange. And then I also cut a hole where the opening was on the tree. And so you'll see me doing that here shortly. Kate from Sew Kate, and I will have the link to the playlist in the description box, along with the links to the host and co-host YouTube channels. And if you're coming from one of the other YouTube channels, welcome. I hope you enjoy my video, and I would like to thank everyone for spending part of their Sunday with me. Okay, so here I am going ahead, and you can see here I'm just showing you that I traced it, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it out and hot glue it to the tree. And then I'll go ahead and, like I said, also I'm going to go ahead and cut that hole in the middle here. So here I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put the hole so that I'll have enough room to be able to put my candle in there. And then once I had that complete, then I went ahead and started decorating the tree. So I have all of these Christmas DIYs. I just keep putting them, I'm actually just putting them into a little storage container, because I actually don't really like to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving. I like to keep my fall decorations up, and then once Thanksgiving is over, and we usually have Thanksgiving at my house, so once my family leaves, that's when I go ahead and start taking everything down and start to decorate for Christmas. So yeah, let me know what you all do. Do you decorate early? Do you decorate after Thanksgiving? And we also usually leave our decorations up probably through January. But yeah, So here I am. I have those bottle brush trees from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and I placed everything how I wanted it. And my husband and I were in Target. I think it was last week. I can't remember. And I saw this little deer, and I thought it would be perfect for this DIY, which is why I didn't use the other one. And so, and he was only $1. So, yeah. So I went ahead and then I added some of those snowflakes, and I'm not sure if those came from the Dollar Tree or from Hobby Lobby, but I went ahead and just added those around the tree. So, like I said, I went ahead and I added the, excuse me, I can't get my words out. I hot glued the bottle brush trees and then the reindeer, and now I'm adding the snowflakes to this DIY, and I can't wait for you to see the finished product. I absolutely love the way both of these turned out, and I think my husband is already claiming this one, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that is going to be it for this DIY. I'm going to go ahead and put that candle up under there, and I'll let you see the finished product and let me know what you think and which one is your favorite, and what do you wait to put your Christmas tree and Christmas decorations up, or do you go ahead and put everything up before Thanksgiving? And let me know in the comments. A t-shirt that I was given to Goodwill, so I decided to keep it. I have a pillowcase. I have some I have this pillow that I had in my storage closet, and then I also have some felt from the Dollar Tree. So this DIY is super budget friendly because most of these items are things that we all have at home anyway. So I have this pillow, so I'm going to go ahead and use this pillowcase. This is a king size pillowcase from just a 4-piece pillow set. I don't like to use king size pillows to sleep on our bed, so I have a lot of these pillowcases. And so here I am just going ahead and I'm going to cut it so that it fits the pillow. I'm going to, the excess, I'll go ahead and fold inside. I'm going to hot glue it, and then I am going to use my B7000 and my hot glue, and I'll go ahead and connect both the two sides together to create my pillowcase or pillow cover. And then once I have that done, I went ahead and I drew my shapes for my snowman face. So I actually ended up just using my coffee cup to trace it and to make the eyes. I just freehanded the nose, and then I used the top of my water bottle lid to create the smile. So and I went ahead and just cut those pieces out, so you'll see me I'll show you those pieces here shortly. And then I traced them out onto the felt, and then once I had so here I am just going back and connecting the two sides of that pillow, my pillowcase, to get the pillow covered completely. And so I started off by doing the B7000. So I went across, and then I went back and started to add the hot glue to just to get it to stick quickly. And that B7000 is actually fabric glue. So here I am. I finally have the pillow is completely done, and I'm just letting it dry some. And there's my stencil for my nose and my eyes and my my smile. And I don't know if you can really see that or not, but yeah. So here I'm just showing you that I used the orange for my nose, and then I used the black felt for my eyes and my mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and just place the pieces how I want them, just to make sure that everything is going to fit correctly. And as you can see, none of my
items are perfectly cut because it's just really hard to, I'm not the best person when it comes to cutting. So here I'm going to use that that tacky glue, that Fabri-Tac tacky glue, all purpose, and I'm going to go ahead and just start to glue everything down. And I didn't use any hot glue. I just used this tacky glue because it actually holds pretty quick. And then I started, as in the middle of me at putting the glue onto my nose, I decided I was going to add some pillow stuff into it. So you'll see me here just leaving a little area open so that I can kind of stuff some pillow stuffing inside of the nose. And so here I am just stuffing it, and it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So I actually ended up using some hot glue to glue this to glue that section down, just to make sure that it was going to stick. And because it was so puffy, it kept coming up. So what I ended up doing was I went ahead and I just hot glued it, and I didn't really like the way that it looked because you could kind of see the glue on the edges of the nose. So I went ahead and I continued on, and then here I'm just doing the top also, and then I went ahead and just glued my eyes on, and then I went back and I just cut out the nose, but I just cut it out a little bit bigger, and then I placed it on top of the first nose to make sure that it's covered, because I didn't really like seeing that glue. So here I'm just placing my eyes onto my snowman, and oh my gosh, this came out so cute. It came out a lot better than what I envisioned it coming out, how I envisioned it coming out. So here I am just placing that larger piece of felt on top of the first one, and then I'm going to go, once I have that on, I'm going to start with my hat. So I've been cleaning out my closet, so I thought this shirt would be really cute to use as a hat. So I'm going to place it how I want it, and then I'll go ahead and cut the top of it off. And then once I have the top cut off, I am going to stuff a little bit of the pillow stuffing, and I actually think I might go back and add some more because it's kind of floppy, but I still love the way that that turned out. So I'm going to add some pillow stuffing, and then I'll go ahead and glue it on, and I am going to use just a Fabri-Tac glue on the front and the back of it, and then I'll go ahead and add my pillow stuffing. And then I'm going to use some red and white twine, and I'm not really sure where it came from. I don't know if it came from Hobby Lobby or if it came from Joann's or Walmart, but I'm going to just use some of that red and white twine. Here I am stuffing it. I'm going to go ahead and tie the red and white twine, and I'm just going to cut some little strips into the top of the hat, excuse me, and that is going to be it for this DIY. And that is it for today's video. I hope I gave you some ideas on some really simple budget-friendly DIYs to do for your home. And if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye.
And get started. So for DIY number 1, I have this picture frame or window, that I picked up from Target a couple of years ago. And then I have these window clings that I picked up from Walmart a while back. So what I first started off by doing was taking it's not glass, it's actually like plastic. It's the plastic backing off of the, from the frame. And then I went ahead and cleaned it really good so that the window clings would stick. And then I went ahead and started to add all of my my window clings to the glass. Well, we're just going to call it glass. So here I am just trying to figure out how I want it, and just to make sure that everything is centered and that I like what I'm seeing. So here I am just as I place the stickers down, I'm going to also go back and just place the frame over it, just to kind of make sure that everything is lining up how I want it to. And these, the window cling, I want to say they were $1.98 at Walmart. And when I saw these window clings, I already knew exactly what I was going to do with it. So originally, last year, I was going to use this same window to do, to put the snowman or the Santa. I have 2 of these frames, so I was going to do one of each with the Santa in the background or the snowman in the background with the gift bags. But when I saw these stickers, I thought this would be perfect for this DIY. So here I am trying to add some height to the lantern. So what I did was I ended up taking one of the gifts and putting it down first, and then placing the lantern on top of one of the gifts, just to give it some height. Excuse me. And then I started to add all of my snowflakes, and let me tell you, I must have changed these snowflakes around 1,000 times. So even at the end, the snowflakes will be in different places. So, but once I got the snowflakes how I wanted them, then I went back and I started to add the birds. So here I am, I'm going to add, there's a white bird and there's 2 red birds. So the white bird here, at first I added it to the top of the church, and then here I am moving the snowflakes around some more. And then I went back and added moved the white bird and placed it on top of the lantern, and then I went back and added the red birds. And y'all, that is it for this DIY, and I absolutely love it. And who knew that you could do this with window clings? Okay, so we're moving on to DIY number 2. Excuse me. So here I have a piece of scrap wood, some Waverly Antique Wax, the Rust-Oleum 2x matte spray paint. I have these snowflakes that I picked up from Hobby Lobby last year that were 90% off. And then I also have some antique midnight blue paint and some Dollar Tree black chalk paint. So first I'm going to start off by, at first I did give the scrap wood or the wood piece here a light sanding, and then I took the Waverly Antique Wax, and then I went ahead and covered and applied it to the sides and the back, and I left the center of the board plain, because I was going to add paint to it. I didn't want to waste the antique wax. So then I took some of the midnight blue paint and put some on to the board first to see how I liked it, and I just thought it was too light. So then I went back and added some of the Dollar Tree black chalk paint, and I just mixed it until what my heart was happy. And then here I am, after I went ahead and started to paint the center of it, I went back and added some painter's tape so that I could get some really crisp lines and a more defined square for my snowflake. So here I am just adding that tape, and then I'll go back and finish painting. And then once everything is dry, well, I'll go ahead and take the tape off first, and then I'll just let it dry overnight. And then once it's completely dry, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add my snowflake. And this is actually a Kirkland's dupe. Kirkland's, I believe theirs was $29.99. I'll put a picture up in the screen. And then I would probably say that I did this one for probably less than $1. So yeah, but let me know what you think. I do really like the way that it turned out, and we use a lot of blues in our house, so I figured this would be a perfect DIY to have throughout the winter because it goes with my decor. So here I'm just kind of showing you that there's some areas that I did have a little bit of overspill with the blue paint, so I went ahead and sanded those areas, and now I am just going back and adding some Waverly Antique Wax around, and I'm just adding just a little bit, letting it go a little over into the paint, but not much because I didn't really want to cover the paint with the Waverly Antique Wax. So once that is done, I'll go back and glue my star down, and that is going to be it for this DIY. And really cute, easy, simple, extremely budget friendly. And you can also, if you can't find these stars at not stars, excuse me, if you can't find these snowflakes at Hobby Lobby, you could easily just use a star from the a snowflake. Why am I saying star? I have no idea. You could easily just use a snowflake from the Dollar Tree and some scrap wood, or even just a picture frame from the Dollar Tree, and it will still be an easy budget friendly DIY. So here I am going back, and so I am adding glue to the tips of each, to the ends of each of the snowflakes, just to make sure that it is laying down flat. And yeah, that is it. Let me know what you think. I really like the way that this turned out. So yeah, we're going to keep on moving to our next and final DIY. So we're moving on to our last and final DIY for today. Frame pictures. So here I have this faux leather, black leather from Dollar Tree. I'm using some Scrabble words. I have my nativity scene stencil, and then I am going to, and I have a old picture frame from a previous DIY that I did, and I went ahead and just took, there was a placemat inside of it, so I went ahead and just pulled that out of it. And then I have the Waverly Antique Wax and a Waverly White paint. I actually ended up just using the Antique Wax. So I first started off by stenciling the nativity scene onto the faux leather with the Waverly Antique Wax. So here I am just doing that. And then I basically just went over everything just really good one time because I didn't want to have a lot of bleed through, because I really wasn't sure how the paint and the leather was going to react together. So while it's still wet, I'll go ahead and just remove the stencil from the leather here, and look at how good it turned out. I love it. So once when I was done with that, I went ahead and set it aside to let it completely dry. And then I started working on the picture frame. So here I have this picture frame, and I just took some of the Dollar Tree chalk paint, and I went ahead and just started to paint everything black. And then while it was not completely dry but still wet, I went ahead and used a dry paper towel and then went back and started to distress the frame. And then once I had that done, I went back over it with some of the Waverly Antique Wax, and I let it sit for a little bit, and then I went back over it and wiped it down. So what I ended up doing after everything was completely dry, I went ahead and cut the faux leather, and I used some of the matte Mod Podge, and I went ahead and adhered the faux leather to the frame. Once that was complete, I went ahead and started to apply my Scrabble letters in how I wanted them to be placed on the faux leather. So you'll see me doing that here shortly. But before we get to that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the 12 Days of Christmas playlist that I am participating in today. And like I said, we are on day number 5, and it's holiday signs of your choice. And this playlist is hosted by Brenda from Rustic and Lace and Amanda from Molly Cole Creations. And I will go ahead and link the playlist in my description box, along with the host links to their channels also. So once you're done watching my video, if you could please go ahead and click onto the playlist and continue to watch all of the rest of the Lovely Crafters videos. And also, if you are coming from my channel, if you can just put in the comments that you were coming over from Tawanda the Migraine Crafting Divas channel, and if you are coming from one of the other crafters channels, welcome, and I hope you enjoy my video. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. So here I am. I went ahead and placed all of my Scrabble words letters onto my picture here. So what I did was I wanted to use more names and words than what I did, but I wasn't able to. But my goal was to add some of the most important people, and so yeah, so I did add, of course, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, because we can't forget them at all. And of course, Jesus is the reason for the season. And then I've rearranged this probably 100 different times, and I could not figure out how to get the word Wiseman or Nazareth in this. And so I actually ended up I was using the word Magi, M-A-G-I, which also means wise men, and that's in the Bible. That's how they speak of the wise men. But I didn't want to use that and then have people say that, hey, you forgot to put wise men on in your picture. So, but they do mean the same thing. So what I actually ended up doing was taking out a lot of the other names and words that I had to be able to add wise man and to be able to add Nazareth, which I am happy that I did, and I actually still think that it turned out really nice. So here I am, just kind of using placing everything down. I placed everything down first, and then I went back and started to glue all of my Scrabble letters down. And I'm using a tumbling tower block and another one of the Scrabble letters. I'm using a tumbling tower block and one of the Scrabble letters to try and get proper spacing. So I will say, when using these Scrabble letters, the squares are not even and they're not perfectly squared. So, but I try and use them. I flip them over backwards to use them as place sitters, to try and get my words as even as possible. So here I'm just kind of showing you that so you can see what I'm talking about. And once I have it like I want, I'll just leave them there until everything is completely dry. And when I'm finished, I'll go ahead and pull all those extra letters or Scrabble boards out. So here I'm just kind of just showing you how I use it and how my thought process. And so if you can see here, when I first did this, I had manger, that it went in between the manger and one of the wise men. Well, somehow I ended up I don't know how I moved it, but I moved it over a little too much apparently, and I ended up covering one of the wise men with the word manger. So here you don't see it, but in the reveal I did go back and add another wise man to the back, so you'll see all three of them, because one of them is completely covered and I have no idea how I did that. But yeah, so but yeah, I really love the way that this turned out. So let me know what you think of these DIYs and let me know which one is your favorite. That's the finished product as of now. So then I decided I wanted to add a star, which I did not have a star. So my goal for all of my DIYs for the rest of the year is to basically not buy anything and just to use items that I have. So that's what I'm doing here. So I took these two snowflakes and one of those little wooden beads, and I put the wooden bead in between the two snowflakes just to give it like a 3D effect, and I went ahead and glued it down to the faux leather. And I also went back, and there's a little hole there where you could, because these are little ornaments, so I went back and added a piece of, not a piece, excuse me, I added the wood filler, and you'll see that in the reveal also. And that is it for this DIY. So I would just like to thank everyone for watching today's video, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. And I would just like to thank all of my subscribers for continuing to watch my videos and to support my channel. And I would just also just remind everyone, if you could just please go over and watch the playlist, I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, the link will be in the description box. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye. So for this DIY, I have this book here, and then I have one of my vintage cookie cutters. It's my little gingerbread man here, and I have a pen, and then I have some Dollar Tree glue stick. So I start off by tracing my little gingerbread man onto some paper, and I'm going to actually cut out 10 of these. And I went ahead and just tore the paper out and just cut all 10 pieces all together. So here I'm just showing you that I cut them out, and there's my little gingerbread man. And then I'm going to fold them evenly. So I have all 10 pieces folded, and I'm separating them into two groups of 5. So I have a group of 5 there and a group of 5 there. And then I'm going to take my Dollar Tree glue stick, and then I'm just going to start gluing them all together, like an accordion style. So I'm going to glue together the first one, the first half, onto the second one, the next half. And just showing you what I am doing here. And I'll go ahead and open it up so that you can see it. And so the reason why I'm trying to open them up in between is because I don't want them to get stuck together. So these are these paper ornament DIYs are have been around for a long time. I remember making these back in like elementary school, but usually it's just like an ornament or a ball, and I wanted to try something a little bit different. So this is why I'm using my cookie cutter with the gingerbread man, because I just wanted to kind of see what it was going to look like and how it would turn out. And this is an easy DIY that you can do with your kids. And also this DIY was free, the book was free. So yeah, I mean, it's a easy DIY, and it doesn't cost anything. And we all have books around our homes that we want to get rid of. So this is the first 5 that I glued together. So then I'll go ahead and get the next 5 glued together. And then once I have both sets glued together, then I'll go ahead and I'm going to try, and I'm trying to decide which, what I want to use as a hanger to hang these. And I actually thought I deleted the second half of me gluing these together, but I guess I did not. But so I guess you'll be seeing me do the whole glue together both sides of 5. Sorry about that. So yeah, so once I have everything all glued together, and I'm going to go ahead and just put them side by side so that you can see that it actually does really look like my little gingerbread man. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay them next to my gingerbread man cookie cutter, just so that you can kind of see what they look like. So yeah, so there it is, and yeah, it kind of looks like my gingerbread man. So once I have it like that, I decided I was deciding if I was going to use twine, excuse me, I can't get my words out, or macrame cord, or if I was going to use yarn. So I have black yarn, and I have a cream yarn, and I actually ended up just using the cream yarn from the Dollar Tree because it was softer, and I thought it would be easier to glue in between. So here I am just trying to center it how I want, and I'm just going to take my glue stick and I'm going to just add a lot of glue on the creases, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply the yarn. So and then I'm going to, once I do the first section of yarn, I'm going to just go ahead and put some of the glue stick onto the second section of the yarn for the hoop, and then I'm going to take I'll cut off the excess, and then I'll take the other side and glue the creases on that one, and then smush them together. And then once I have them smushed together, then I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to both sides of the gingerbread man, and then I'll go ahead and glue those 2 sides together. So those 2 sections that are just one piece, I'll go ahead and glue those 2 together, and then I'll do the same on the opposite side. And then once I have that done, this part of the DIY is complete. And then once I let it dry completely, I'm going to take some of the, I think it's the Tim Holtz Vintage Distress. I'll put the correct name in the on the screen here, because I'm trying to go off of memory. So this is what my little gingerbread looks like, and I think he's so cute. And then so I'm going to go back, and like I said, I'm going to add some of the some distressing to it, just trying to show you how it looks. And then I have the Distress Oxide, excuse me, and it's in Vintage. So I'm going to take some of that and just apply it to the edges of my little gingerbread man. And if you don't have this, I had this already, but my second option was I was just going to use some of the shoe polish from the Dollar Tree. So if you don't have any of this, you can also use that, same effect. But yeah, and so that is it for this DIY. Really easy, cute, simple. Yeah, let me know what you think. I love the way that this turned out, and like I said, these are going to be DIYs that I wanted to try last year, that I wasn't able to get to. So, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next DIY. Moving on to our last and final DIY. So here I have this ornament that I picked up from Hobby Lobby last year at the after Christmas sale, and then I have some DOS clay. So this is what I originally was going to do. I took out my clay molds and I made a couple molds, and I actually didn't like either of them on this DIY. So then I was going to use the Rub 'n Buff and do like excuse me, I lost my train of thought, and do like an ombre effect on it, but then I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do that. So then I was looking over and I realized, I remembered I had the stamp that I purchased from Target a couple of years ago to do some DIYs with, and it says December 25th on it. So I put the stamp onto the ornament and realized it was not going to work with me stamping it. So then I decided to roll out some clay and use the stamp to make the outline. So here I am just trying to figure out how I was going to be able to do this DIY. So first I did it without, for the first time I did it, I think I did 4 different tries. So these are the last 3 that I did here, just trying to figure out how I was going to do it and how thick the clay was going to be and how to cut it out. Just trying to figure out, do I put the Rub 'n Buff on the stamp first? Do I put it on the outline? So I actually ended up just doing the stamp first and then outlining it, and then I took the Rub 'n Buff and then just rubbed it all over the stamp, and you can see it highlights the December 25th. So everything around it is gold. And then I rubbed it really, really thin. And I probably should have put some, I probably should have used some of the cornstarch, and I didn't. I just kind of rubbed it and was kind of just praying that I would be able to remove it without tearing it. So once I finally was able to remove it gently, and look at how good that looks, I went ahead and placed it onto my ornament to kind of figure out where I wanted it. And then I used some more of that glue and I put it all over the backside of my stamp. And then here I just have the plaster paint holding up the ornament. And then I went ahead and applied my stamp to my ornament. So, and then there it is. And look at how good that looks. I think this is my favorite DIY. And yeah, I think this is my favorite. So here I put it on, and when I set it aside to let it dry, I had it sitting like normal. And when I looked over at it, the 25 had slid down. So I actually had to go back and push it back up and lay it flat. And then I went ahead and I added some of that lace ribbon from Dollar Tree. And that is it for this DIY. I absolutely love it. Let me know what you think of these DIYs. And that is it for today's video. And I would just like to remind you to go ahead and click on the playlist below to watch the Christmas ornament playlist. And if you like what I am doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye. for DIY number 1, I have these Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree. I have some Loctite, some double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree, and then I also have some deer ornaments from Walmart, and I have some cluster stuff that I want to use for snow, and I also have some fairy lights from Amazon, I believe. So first I'm going to start off by taking the Christmas tree ornaments, and I'm going to place them into my little lantern here. And I also have this lantern that I picked up, I want to say maybe back in June, at one of my local thrift stores. I think I paid $5 for it. It may have been a little bit less. I'm not really sure, but I did do a haul on it, so I'm not really sure how much I paid for it, but I don't believe I paid over $5 for it. So I'm going to start off by taking these Christmas tree ornaments from the Dollar Tree. And I first started off by trying to use the Loctite, but because of the indentions with the trees, I wasn't able to use that. So I just put a little bit of hot glue on like 2 or 3 little spots, and then I just hot glued it to the back of the lantern. And then once I have my trees placed how I wanted them and then hot glued into the lantern, and look at how cute that is, I'm going to take my fairy lights and I'm just going to gently just try and wrap it around the trees, only because I only put a small amount of hot glue on the trees and I didn't want to pull them off. So I am gently placing the lights around the trees. And then once I have all the trees both covered with the lights, then I'll go ahead and place the lights at the bottom of the lantern. And I'll also take some of the double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree and use that to hold the fairy lights down. And you'll see me doing that here shortly. So, but look at how cute that is. Oh, I just love it already, even before I even put the deer in it. I just love it. So here I am just trying to figure out how I'm going to place the battery pack in so that I will be able to easily access it to be able to turn it on and turn it off. So I finally figured out how I'm going to do it, and then I have the lights placed down, and then I decided that it needed something else. So I took this Let It Snow window cling from one of the Christmas window cling sets that I have, and I believe I'm going to say this one came from either Walmart or Dollar General. More than likely it probably came from Walmart. I think I get most of my window clings from Walmart. And so the W was wouldn't go over the tip of the one tree, so I went ahead and just cut it a little bit just to be able to slide the tip in between the W so that it would look nice and neat. And there it is, and I just absolutely love the way that it looks. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start to add my deer. So I picked these deer ornaments up from Walmart. They come in a pack of 4. You get 2 white ones and 2 gray ones. And originally I was just going to put the 2 white ones in, and then last minute I just decided to add the gray one. But let me know if you would have left the gray one, if you would leave the gray one in or just take it out. I actually kind of like it both ways. But originally I was gonna go for like just in like all white setting with pretty much all white decor with the white reindeer, white snow, and the white trees. But I still love the way that it turned out, and it is one of my favorite DIYs. So here I'm trying to use the Loctite to place the deer so that it'll stand and not move. But then I just decided, because it was so bright of the blue, that I would just use the double-sided tape. So I just placed it on one of the legs in the back and one of the legs in the front. And I did that to all 3 of the deer. And then I went ahead and just placed them inside of the lantern how I wanted them. And then once I was done with that, I went ahead and started to add the cluster stuff, which is the fake snow. And yeah, that is going to be it for this DIY, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. And I feel like this DIY could be used pretty much all through winter, and it'll probably more than likely be up in my house through the whole winter, up through July, probably up through January, because we don't really take our Christmas tree down until the end of January. So I'll probably still have this up
up through January, and I just love the way that this turned out. So let me know what you think. And like I said, these DIYs are going to be really quick and easy. Most of them are also going to be, I will be using ornaments to make these DIYs. So yeah, let me know what you think, and let me know which one of these DIYs is your favorite. And I would like to thank everyone. I am truly blessed and thankful that you all have been watching my videos on Sundays, and I would just like to take the time out to thank all of you for continuing to watch my videos. And if you are new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you'll stick around a while. And we are moving right along to our next DIY number 2. And like I said, these DIYs are going to be really quick and easy and simple. So this is a crochet that I picked up from Target probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And then I have this ornament, which is the nativity scene. And then I also have 2 of the Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks. And then I'm also going to use some of the what am I using? Some of the like fake hay or straw bale from the Dollar Tree. And so first I'm going to start off by taking the 2 tumbling tower blocks and trying to pretty much eyeball where I want to put them on, to hot glue them onto the nativity scene so that it will be able to stand up a little bit higher, so that it's not sitting on just flat on the bottom of the base of the crochet. And then I'm going to take this candle that I have a battery, it's a battery operated candle, and I'm not really sure where I got this from. I have several of them. It could have come from anywhere, but so originally what I wanted to do was I wanted to put a nativity scene on the front and the back of the candle, but I haven't taken out my Christmas decorations. Everything's still boxed up and packed away in storage. So I am basically just kind of using what I have. So I only have this one. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of that double-sided tape to have it stand up. And I'm going to place the candle in, and then I'll put the lid back on top. And then I thought it needed something else, so I tried to add some of these little trees, and I actually didn't like it, and I couldn't really close it. So I ended up taking those out, and then I took one of the wooden snowflakes. I believe this packet either came from the Dollar Tree or from Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure, but I know I've had them for a while. So more than likely, I think these came from Dollar Tree. I mean, no, I want to say they came from Hobby Lobby when they were like the 90% off sale last year. And so I went ahead and took one of those, and here I am just using that straight, the straw bale. So I'm just going to take some pieces of it and place it at the bottom so that it just looks like you can see the hay like it would be in a manger. And then I also used some of the raffia. So I went ahead and just cut it into little small pieces. And then I mixed that up with the straw, and then I placed it how I wanted it, and then I put the candle back inside of put the candle back on the base, and then I went ahead and added the star to the lid. And I just did like 1 or 2 drops of the hot glue onto the back of the star, and well, actually it's a snowflake that I'm using as a star. And I went ahead and hot glued it to the lid, and that is it for this DIY. Like I said, they're going to be really quick and easy, and I love the way that this turned out. And I actually have this on my shelf in my living room when you walk inside my door, and it gives off a really good light when you walk into our home. So let me know what you think.
Okay, for this DIY, I have this picture frame that I paid 50 cents for at the thrift store. I have this gift bag. I believe it came from Joann's. And then I also have some words that came from Hobby Lobby. They say Merry and Christmas on them. I'm going to start off by painting my frame with the Waverly White chalk paint. And then I'm going to set it aside to let it sit for a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and start to cut my bag to the size that I need it to be cut. And then once I have it cut to the size that I am happy with, I'm going to go back and take my frame and wipe back some of the paint off of it. And then I will, and then once I have that complete, and I'll come back to my picture, and then I'll go ahead and start to use some Mod Podge and attach the bag to the back of the picture frame. So here I am, just making sure that everything is how I want it, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to use my matte Mod Podge to start attaching it to the backing for the frame. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to take my frame again. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to take one of those words from Hobby Lobby. This one's going to say Merry on it, and it is like a bright kind of, I'm not really even sure how to explain the red color. I didn't really like it. So what I ended up doing was taking some of the white paint here, and I'm going to take that and do like a whitewash over the word Merry, and then you'll see what I do next after that. So here I am, just making sure that I have everything like I want it, and see how that, I think that looks so good, but I'm still like not happy with the color. So then I take the plaster paint and go over it again, and I'm going to just let it sit for a little bit, and I'm going to go back and wipe it back some, because I didn't want it to be white, but I also didn't want it to be dark. I wanted it to look a little bit distressed, but more but with a lot more paint. So just a little distressing, I guess, is what I'm going for. So then I'm going to go back and wipe down some of those areas, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to paint my word Merry that I'm going to attach to the front of my picture. And I love that deer picture. So here I am, just showing you the words. I'm going to take the word Merry. It says, I think there says one that says Merry, Joy, and I believe Christmas. I can't remember. So then I'm going to take my white, actually I'm going to use the plaster paint and, oh, excuse me, the white paint, and then go over everything. And like I said, I'm going to paint it first, and then I decided that I wanted to kind of just, I wanted to tone down the red color, but I ended up not liking that. So I'm going to wipe it back, and then I'm going to go back over it with some of the Waverly Crimson paint. So I believe I gave it 2 coats of the crimson, and then once it was completely dry, I hot glued it to the front of my frame, and that is going to be it for this DIY. Really easy and simple, and I love using bags to create DIYs because you can always find them for really cheap, either at the Dollar Tree, or you can always find them on clearance. I usually look for them on clearance when they're between 50 and 90% off is when I buy them. And I also wait to get them the day after Christmas, or like a week or so after Christmas is when I like to purchase all of my bags for gifts and for DIYs. So this is what the Merry looks like after I gave it the 2 coats of crimson. And like I said, I'm going to just use some hot glue and then hot glue it to the frame. And that is it for this DIY. I love it. Let me know what you think. So for DIY number 2, I have another picture frame that I paid 50 cents for. I actually ended up breaking the glass out of it, which actually ended up working out fine for this DIY. I have another bag. I believe this bag also came from Joann's, and I believe it was like 50% off, or it may have come from Walmart. So here I am. I went ahead and cut my bag, my picture to size, and I'm going to go ahead and place it back into my frame. And then I'm going to take some of the Distress Oxide, and I'm going to just go over a little bit over the frame. I didn't want to do too much because I actually liked the way that the frame looked. It had like this rough, rustic look. And then I also put a little bit of the Distress Oxide on my picture around the edges of it. And then once I did that, I went back and wiped back a little bit. And then I added some, I took 2 buttons, one large and one small or medium size, and I hot glued those to the buttons onto the picture just to give it some like the 3D effect. And then once I did that, I took the name tag that came with the bag and I hot glued it to a little half brown bead, and then I hot glued it to the tree where the gift bag is hanging on the picture. And that is it for this DIY. I absolutely love it. If you have seen any of my videos, you know I absolutely love snowmen. So yeah, let me know what you think about this DIY. We're moving on to our last and final DIY for today. So I have this bag here from the Dollar Tree. It's like a little like gift bag, and then I have this clipboard that came from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was, I picked up like a pack of, I think it was like a pack of 10 that I picked up a while ago out of their clearance section. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut my bag to size, and I'm going to remove the stand and the clip from the board here, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to place my picture on my bag onto the frame here, or the clipboard. I'm going to go ahead and just cut everything to size. And then once I have it cut to the size that, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and use some Mod Podge and attach it to the clipboard. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to go back and add the stand to the back side of the clipboard, but I'm going to put it on in a different direction, because I'm going to have it going the short way instead of the long way. And then once that is completely dry, I'm going to go back and add some of the Distress Oxide on this on the bag also, or this picture also. And then I'm going to add some of, well, I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the excess first. And then here I am adding the stand back to my my clipboard. And then once I have that done, like I said, I'm going to go back and add some of the Distress Oxide, and then I'm going to add some twine. I'm going to use the black and white. You'll see that I was trying to decide which one I was going to end up using, and I ended up just using the black and white. So I added the twine on one side, and then also the top side, and then I added a little bow. And then here are just the different types of, I was going to try and use this ribbon, and then these are the different twines that I was trying to decide which one I was going to use. And like I said, I ended up just using the black and white one, and I'm going to just hot glue one side, and then I'm going to hot glue the other side. So I'll do one side first, and then I'm going to hot glue a section over the top of that section. So here I am just trying to figure out how long I want my bow to be. And then sorry, I forgot. I also went back over everything and did another coat of Mod Podge on top. And then I went back and started to hot glue the ribbon once everything was completely dry. So here I am adding my black and white twine. So like I said, I'm going to add the twine to one side. So here I am just doing that, and I'm going to add another section to the top of it, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the bow to in between the two sections, and that's going to be it. Let me know what you think. And that is it for this DIY. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. Let me know which one of these DIYs is your favorite. And that is going to be it for today's video. And I would just like to thank you all for spending part of your Sunday with me. And that is it for today's video. If you like what I am doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye.